Thank you. Good morning. You guys all doing good? Yeah, I can tell. It's nice to see you guys, all of you guys here. My name is Matthew Krastel, yes, and I'm very glad to be back here again. I was really thrilled to be here last year, and I think this year is better because I get to see new people as well. So I get to see 2 times the people that I met last year, as well as people I'm meeting this year. So so that's a picture of me. It's a recent picture, that's all I'll say. I better give you guys, to start, I'll give you some tips about autism. Autism is a treatable neurological spectrum disorder. It affects between 1 to 150 children, adults, and youth in BC alone. So that's a lot of people around the world. And most people that have autism see things different than other people. It's true. I know, like for me, that's one of the reasons, basically the main reason why I got diagnosed with autism. And I'll just give one example of how I see things different. When I was in school, it was hard for me to learn different things, especially mathematics. Any of you guys hate mathematics? Raise your hands. I know a lot of people don't like math. I didn't like math either. I still don't if I was still in school. But it was a challenge, and some people that have autism may have problems learning different subjects anywhere, and that's what I'm talking about. I had so much problems teaching math, learning math, however, from teachers in all grades. So the beginning of my life, I was born on May 7th, 1998. It's funny because people think I'm in my 20s, but it's not. I'm about to turn 19 next month. And that was me as a newborn, a long time ago. So when I started preschool, I went to the Child Development Center for 2 years. And that's the building there. And it was a great preschool. I loved going to that preschool, and that was probably the first place I met new friends. And I don't remember them much anymore because I just don't see them, because they go to different schools after preschool. So in elementary school, I did not come here, unfortunately. I went to Uplands Park Elementary. It was a good school, but when I started, that was the part where I got nervous. Everybody gets nervous when they start at a new place, right? Like if you start, like grade 7s, for example, when you guys start high school next year, any of you guys nervous, grade 7s, going to high school? Yeah. That's like half of the grade 7s. Well, it's okay because once you go there for a few days, you get used to it, because that's what happened to me, and I'm going to talk more about that later. So since the beginning of my first grade, I had a lot of learning problems as well as behavior issues, and like I was talking about with learning math, but also during recess. Recess was the worst for me, not every day in the school days, but most times I used to be going to the principal's office so much, and especially in grade 4. Grade 4 was the worst year because I used to just do a lot of fighting, but I can't really remember the reasons why, but that's just how I was for my body and my brain. It's like I just wanted to attack somebody. But of course I'm not that way anymore, but years ago, like 10 years ago almost, I used to be that way, and I felt really bad at most times, but I did have to apologize. But then my behavior did start to improve a bit from grades 5 to 7, but not like 100% amazing. That's how I am now, but it was much better than it was in grades 4 and earlier. Okay, so in high school, I went to Wellington. Any of you grade 7s going to Wellington? Show of hands. There better be lots of you. Oh yeah. Wildcats rock. Yeah, that's our team. We cheer for the Wildcats. It's a great basketball team and sports team. I cheer for basketball especially because I like basketball. So, grade 8. The first day of high school was different for me. Of course it is, because you meet like 2 times more people than you do here, as well, even in preschool. But then I was nervous because when I went inside for the first time, for my first day of school, I didn't expect a huge crowd of people just waiting out in the hallway, waiting to go into the gym to start. So that's why I got nervous about. And then a few days later, 2 weeks into my first year of high school, I made lots of new friends, and then I started to love going to school. Because I know when I was in elementary, I didn't like going to school. Like, any of you guys love school? Raise hands. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud. Whoever raised your hand, I'm very proud of you that you love school. You're all good now. You can put your hands up. Thanks. Yeah, I'm very thrilled because what it is it's great to have an education, something that you can learn once you finish school, when you finish the 12th grade, just like how I am now. Like, I graduated from high school just last year. And it's sad because I always have to say sadly, because graduation was upsetting, but I'm also going to talk about that a lot later on today. So bump into grade 11. Grades 9 and 10 were very similar to grade 8, but grade 11 there was something very huge that happened, which was the biggest moment in my grade 11 year was I decided on my own to change my life completely. But you guys are wondering how, right? I'm going to tell you right now. I was trying to go to sleep one night, just going to sleep on my own bed, and I just couldn't fall asleep because when I tried to fall asleep, 15 minutes once I lied on my bed, fell asleep, I just thought of all the things that I used to do as a kid back in elementary school, like I was talking about earlier, when I used to go to the principal's office for bullying and doing all the crazy stuff. And even in high school, I had so much problems because I've been angry so much. I've been into so many problems. So I thought to myself before I fell asleep, the one thing that I will want to do the next morning when I go to school is go around to all my friends, all the friends I go to. I'm not going to stop. I'll stop for a few minutes, but then I'll go to the next person, and I'm going to just apologize for what I did wrong over the years. And that's what I did. And then last several days later, weeks and weeks and months later, to the end of my high school years, everyone just enjoyed talking to me. And once my life changed completely, all my friends in high school started to become such amazing friends to me. And they still do. Like, if I was going to go visit my high school, they're going to just come running to me, giving me hugs, because they all enjoyed me in the school. And it's funny because people tell me, Wellington is not the same without me. And it gets me so emotional. So in grade 12, last year, my final year of high school was very emotional. It's very emotional because of remembering how much I enjoyed high school, seeing all the new kids coming in every year. It's so emotional. And during the 2016 high school awards ceremony that was happening last June, I received something called a School Spirit Award. And what it is if you win the School Spirit Award, what that tells you is you showed a lot of pride and spirit to a school, which means showing all support and leadership so you can help new people that come in that can also enjoy Wellington and make the school a better place. And it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to show some school spirit. So here's two pictures. The one on the left is me in grade 8. So that's 6 years ago. And then that's my grad picture from last year. It's pretty interesting because when you guys all get to grade 12, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to wear that gown and the tie, and for guys, yeah, and then something fancy. It looks very nice. Now, I want to show you guys something. You guys might remember this from last year. It's one card I got from a grad present. Any of you guys remember this from last year? No? It's okay. None of you guys remember. That's okay. Well, what happened was I was at a grad banquet for something else last year. And I know, do you guys remember Mrs. Hattrell at all? She was here last year. Yeah. She came to the banquet, which I thought she was going to be. And then when she ran into me, she just had this envelope. It was so giant. I'm like, what is this? So I opened it right away. And it turned out I saw this. And I'm like, oh, a school or something better be doing this. And then when I opened it, I looked at this, and you should have seen how I was so proud and teared up. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I do like it. And once I got that car, I just couldn't stop reading it. I just enjoyed it. And it was a really good car, and I just better say, I didn't get a chance to say it back then, but whoever wrote that, I want to say a big thank you, because it really meant a lot. So now I'm going to show you something. It's called the Big Step. And the reason why I call it the Big Step is because I won something really cool in this grad ceremony, my actual grad ceremony at the Port Theater. And I'm going to be showing you guys a video in a few minutes. And what that is that the person I'm looking at is a vice principal that just retired last year. His name is Mr. Mason. And what we did, it was kind of like a surprise retirement gift for him, which they called the Tom Mason Wildcat Award. And they wanted to award a grad student that showed a lot of leadership and commitment to the school and community and school spirit. And they wanted someone that actually win that. And it goes on till, it'll keep going every year. And my name is on a plaque, which is really nice. I'm going to show you that right now. If you see my first and last name on there, Matthew Krastel, 2015-16, it's up there at Wellington. So grade 7s, once you get to Wellington next year, try to look for that. It's in the hallway somewhere. It's really interesting to see that. And just remember that name coming into your mind, and remember that how much I showed school spirit. Now I'm gonna play the video now.
This is a new award presented for the first time, in 2016. This award goes to a student who, much like Mr. Mason, represented the spirit of Wellington and what it takes to be a Wildcat. We are awarding a graduate who has succeeded in a number of ways, in and out of the classroom, showed tremendous growth, leadership, school, and community spirit. The recipient for 2016 has displayed tremendous pride in Wellington, volunteered whenever asked, and often when not asked to, was welcoming and engaging to all other students with no attention to age, grade, or social group. The student gave countless hours to all activities at the school, large and small, and until today seemed happy with only a school t-shirt as a thank you. The plaque to this award reads, awarded to a Wellington graduate for outstanding service, leadership, and commitment to school and community. And we are very proudly calling it the Tom Mason Wildcat Award. Come forward and help us present to our deserving graduate. He's a big softie. The recipient of the 2016 and inaugural Tom Mason Wildcat Award is Matthew Krastel.
Oh no, I still got more. So yeah, then once I graduated from high school, I felt really disappointed to leave all my awesome friends that I've known for a long time. And it was really interesting that I got the standing ovation that you noticed. It was very surprising to me, and I didn't even expect to win there, actually, until I heard the principal that was speaking. His name is Mr. Lintott. When he announced saying that I showed leadership and commitment to the school and community, I thought that would be me, but I'm like not sure. And then I was like, oh really? So I came up and then I won. So it was really cool. And for those that applauded, I better say thanks. So I'll just show you just two of my best friends. The picture on the left, that's my best friend. His name is Daniel Goodman. He's a great friend of mine. I met him actually when I started grade 8, and he's one of my best friends. And then that's my second best friend in high school. His name's Dayton Norquay. We see each other every so often, but he's a really awesome guy and very talented. Now, there's one question I want to ask all of you guys. You don't need to blur out the answer, but I just want you guys all to think about it into your own mind for the next while. How can you show school spirit to this school? How can you do it? Are you able to just, enjoy hanging out with so many people in the school, showing support to whoever that needs it, especially for someone that's autistic like I am? Or are you gonna, help set up, an assembly, like the setup crew that was here earlier this morning, helping set up? That's another good thing that helps to show school spirit. That's also just showing respect to the teachers when they try to teach your class something, rather than talking when the teacher's trying to talk. There's lots of ways, but I'll let you guys all think about it into your own mind later for the next while.